Hello and good morning or good afternoon, fam. How's it going? Sunday coffee. Let's go. Melvin just woke up. How's everyone doing? Indeed. Indeed. Drew, you kind of look a little bit like Sam Cedar from your profile picture. No. Where's everybody coming from? First of all, I don't know why it keeps making me enter the master password instead of just like allowing me to what? Sign in. How's everyone's morning going? Or afternoon? It's morning to me. It's early to me. Chicago. Hey, how's it going? Absolutely love your support. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Osama. Thank you. Yeah, I just posted a video today, a little bit ago. Yeah, Stan Welsh. I'm kind of tired too. I need to make more coffee. I've only had one today. I made a video today just kind of going over the lies about the protests in Crown Heights. Talking about what an insane, I mean, we could probably go over it more here. We could probably go over it again here because I think that a lot of the people that yeah, I'm out of it. I need more coffee. I think that a lot of the people that follow me or are subscribed to my YouTube I don't think that there's a lot of crossover. I think that my community here on YouTube and on Twitch and which by the way, watch on Twitch. I encourage people to watch on Twitch rather than YouTube, but doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow me here. If you don't already subscribe to any of those channels, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, all those, make sure that you're sub to them. Anyway, subbing is free, sharing is caring. But I was going to say, you may not have seen the video, so we could go over it again here because I don't think that there is a lot of crossover from my community on Instagram or TikTok than it is here. But I did make a video that I posted on those platforms and YouTube talking about what happened in Crown Heights and how insane it was and the way that the media has covered it. Like what an insane lie it is. Like the way that the media has covered what happened at that Ben Gavir protest. I can't. They're such liars. I can't even handle it. I can't deal with it. That's really, really sweet, Abdallah, I'm sorry. That makes me really happy and really grateful that you feel that way. Grateful that my content makes it over there. That my content because the majority of my audience is in the United States. So it's really nice to know that some of my content is making it over there. And yeah, and honestly, like seeing comments like that, when I get comments like that, it inspires me to keep going, especially since like I've told you guys this many times that I get a lot of threats from like Zionists and crazy people. So it's very encouraging that there are people who say really nice things like that that help me feel like empowered to like keep making the content that I do and keep speaking out the way that I do without allowing them to make me afraid. Well, I'm Kuwaiti. Well, Kuwait's in the Middle East, right? Isn't it? I thought Kuwait was in the Middle East. Hey, thank you for being on Twitch. Love, love, love you guys on I just canceled my sub to TYT. Yeah, I'm not gonna I wouldn't support them financially with the trajectory that they're on right now. I don't blame you for doing so. And I don't say that with any pleasure. Like, it makes me really sad. It honestly does. Especially since I think that Cenk is incredibly talented. I know that a lot of people don't like Cenk's style, don't like the way that he screams, don't like his aggressive nature. But I always have really liked it and really appreciated it. I've always liked the fact that because a lot of people on the left, I'm sorry to say, are a little bit of, how can I say this nicely? They're not very strong. Let me put it that way. They easily are bullied. They will oftentimes back down when attacked. And Cenk, and I'm talking about the left broadly, and that would include liberals and soc Dems. They generally let the right wing bully them and push them around, and Cenk does not, and he never has. When he is attacked, one of the things that I've always loved about Cenk, you see him on those panels arguing with Zionists and stuff, he will scream over them. Like, he doesn't let himself get talked over. Like, you'll see oftentimes, especially like on Piers, But Do You Condemn Hamas Morgan show, Piers Morgan will always let the Zionists interrupt the pro-Palestinian people on the panel, right? Piers Morgan will always let that happen. The most recent I saw was Professor Morandi, the Iranian professor who was on the panel, and the fucking Zionist on the panel, the American on the panel, the news anchor on the panel would not let him get a fucking word in edgewise. He kept talking over him and interrupting him. It was maddening, because it was also maddening that Piers Morgan wouldn't cut him off. When Piers Morgan, an anti-Zionist, is talking, he'll cut them off, right? Like, if you've watched enough of Piers Morgan debates, if an anti-Zionist is talking, he will interrupt them, no problem, and cut them off. If an anti-Zionist is talking, and then the Zionist on the panel cuts them off and interrupts them rudely, Piers Morgan will just allow it to happen. And that happened to Professor Morandi. He was cut off and interrupted over and over and over again by this clown. Cenk doesn't allow that to happen, which is something I've always appreciated about Cenk. He will fucking scream over people and he will cut their asses off, which I always liked. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people on the left do not do that. They allow themselves to be cut off and bullied and silenced. And so to me, it is very disappointing to see Cenk go down this road. Like, did you guys see the video where he's like criticizing, like, him, like they're criticizing Larry David for writing that op-ed about Boomer Mar having dinner with Donald Trump? How insane is that? That's crazy. And also it's something that to me Cenk would not have done 5 years ago. So yeah, it makes me sad. I find it incredibly disappointing. I always liked Cenk a lot. I always liked his style. I liked what a lot of people didn't like about him. I liked how aggressive he was. And so this new enlightened centrist bullshit is like really cringe, and I really hate it. And so yeah, I wouldn't, for that reason alone, I wouldn't encourage anybody to like pay for a subscription. You know what I mean? But let's move past the subscription for a second, because I do also want to point out, which you also mentioned in your comment. Thank you. Thank you. I know I get so much hate for my hair. It's crazy. But I want to go back to your comment about this, because I've never been like, oh, cancel TYT, don't watch TYT. Like, I've always said, don't do, like, I can't stand that whole, like, oh, let's cancel everybody we just don't agree with on something. But that doesn't mean that I'm saying cancel them, but it doesn't mean you have to pay them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, cancel them. If people want to watch it, they can watch it, whatever. There's still some good people on there. But yeah, I wouldn't encourage anybody to pay for a subscription with this direction. And that brings me into the second part, which is them asking for money for Rebellion Pack, as Brianna Wu still works there and was the executive director. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Brianna Wu is a genocidal Zionist. She fucking hates the left. Why would anybody, the majority of TYT's audience, like literally 99% of TYT's audience is on the left, is progressive. Yet you have Brianna Wu trashing the left, trashing progressives, saying that progressives are crazy. And that, I don't know if you guys ever saw that tweet where like she was like, oh, the reason why I look so good now is because I left the loony left. When I was more on the loony left, my gender affirming care wasn't as visible and I didn't look as good. But now that I've left the loony left, I look so much more attractive. What? Like, outright just saying she hates the left, right? As Cenk is announcing Rebellion Pack, as her with the executive director, she was in Israel doing propaganda, doing genocide propaganda on behalf of the regime. So, yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then he's like, I'm not going to cancel her just because she has a different opinion. That's not just a different opinion, bro. She literally is out there doing paid propaganda on behalf of the Israeli regime as they commit genocide. What? What? So all I'm saying is not a fucking dime. Not a dime. If you're on the left, if you're a progressive, if you're even a sock dem, if you oppose the Israeli regime's genocide in Gaza, you shouldn't give a fucking dime to this new pack as they employ and pay this genocidal Zionist cheerleader. Absolutely not. I can't wait to see you. Yeah, I know, right? Eventually. I know. I actually ran into a crackhead Barney the other day at the protest, and that was really fun. I'm gonna do her podcast soon. Hopefully, I'll be able to do Pierce, but do you condemn Hamas Morgan first? I would love to go on there to debate a Zionist. No, but there's a difference too between though, like again, like trying to cancel someone and just not paying them, right? I'm not saying that people don't have to support like TYT or like TYT or watch TYT or like them or whatever new direction. What I'm saying is I wouldn't give them any money. Why would you give them money? Like, why would you pay and give donations to Rebellion Pack as they empower and keep on their payroll somebody who is actively promoting genocide? What? Actively promoting it while she trashes the left and the progressives. Like, be serious. The cooler for any foe. Wait, are you saying Brianna Wu is a cooler for any foe? What? Please tell me that's not what you're saying. Yeah, same. So again, that's why I still am not paying them. Okay, so you know that you guys can oh thought you were talking about Brianna Wu. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay. You guys know how you can sub to people's channels through Twitch, right? So I was subbed for a really long time, like through Twitch to TYT, because then that way you don't have to like pay an extra thing, you know? I'm not finding the word. You don't have to pay an extra subscription fee if you already have Amazon Prime. And so that's how I was doing it. But yeah, I'm not, because of Ben Glebe, I already didn't want to pay for it anymore. Right. But then like the Rebellion Pack, to me, that was taking it, wait, like you're literally asking for more money for this psycho? Mm, why don't we just put Steven Crowder on the board? You know? Why not Ben Gavir? Why not put him on the board? Why not him have him run Rebellion Pack? Insane. Many of us will vote left. What's so crazy about you saying that, Drew, is that I think that you guys are so wrong about what you think is happening about LGBTQ people under eighth grade. Like, it's so crazy. Like, there's a Supreme Court case right now that's being heard where they want to ban books talking about the LGBTQ community in middle schools, which is so fucking crazy because even if you don't agree, you don't like trans people, you don't like gay people, you don't like the LGBTQ plus agenda. The crazy thing about that is, do you want to live in a free country or not? Why would you ever allow the government to decide what books get to be in libraries? Like, I thought the right were anti fucking big government. Like, I thought you guys were anti big government. Why would you want the government to decide what is in a library? You don't like a book talking about gay people in a middle school? Don't read it. Tell your kid not to read it. If you don't like a book that talks about LGBTQ people existing in an eighth grade or even seventh grade, then just tell your kid not to read it. That's what my dad did. My dad was a religious fundamentalist, a fair weather fundamentalist, granted, but he was. And when I was in sixth grade or seventh grade, sixth and seventh grade, or maybe it was even earlier than that, my dad flipped the fuck out because they had Harry Potter in the schools. And he said Harry Potter was demonic. You know what he did? He just said we weren't allowed to read the books. And the day that J.K. Rowling came to our school to do a book signing, he made us stay home. You can do that. You have choices as a parent. Like, this idea that, like, you have to ban books, to me, is insane. Like, if you really don't like what certain books say, then tell your kids not to read them. Like, you should never, ever, ever, and I would never, ever, ever want the government to ban a book. Like, that literally is a big government. That's literally big government. Big government being like, you can't have these certain books in your classroom. I wouldn't even want them to do it with Zionist propaganda. As somebody who is seriously anti-Zionist and thinks that the Zionist project is incredibly evil, I would not be okay with them banning Zionist books in schools. Why? Because it's not the government's place to tell free people what they can and can't read. If you are telling people that they can and can't read certain books, then you're not free. Period. Regardless of whether or not you like LGBTQ plus people. It's like some of you guys forget that, like, it's the speech that you don't like that you're supposed to defend. So if anybody in here happens to be on the right and happens to be watching this stream right now, because I know that most of the people watching are already going to be on my side, do you not realize that, like, the speech you hate is supposed to be the speech you defend? Because they'll come for you too. They always will. First of all, I don't know if you already heard this, Drew, but they already debunked that. The litter boxes and school things, that was a total lie. And it's already been debunked multiple times. I just think that, again, you really should be careful what you wish for, because you may not like it, but they will always use those same tactics to come after your freedoms too. Defending speech is supposed to be for the speech that you don't like. And I defend it because I do think that they should be able to read whatever the fuck books they want. You shouldn't be able to tell a school what books they can and can't have in their library or curriculum. But also, I mean, I think that you guys are incredibly hysterical about the LGBTQ plus flags and books in schools. Like, it's totally, I think it's like a total distraction by the right wing to direct hate at vulnerable groups and populations instead of putting it where it belongs, which is at the powerful. The LGBTQ books and the flags in the school are not a threat to your freedom. What's a threat to your freedom is the Israeli regime banning your speech, trying to pass fucking anti-Semitism laws, making it illegal in the Trump administration to boycott Israel. That's fucking insane. That is a threat to your freedoms, not some trans kid in a fucking middle school. Like the eating the cats and dogs. Yeah, it was a total lie. But the thing is that's unfortunate is that like people do exist in media bubbles. So it is very likely that most right wingers who consume right wing content did not actually see the stories debunking it. I think that's why it's really important to check your news sources and Ground News, that one app that I think like you can check like the disproportionate way um that people check news and stuff, I think is like a good source to have. Hit me up, guys. I know my channel is small, but but I do think it's a good source to have because you can check who is covering this and who is not. Because it is dangerous to just be in a filter bubble where you're not seeing other things debunked. I guarantee you a lot of right wingers never saw any of those stories debunked. He probably really does think that there were little boxes in the bathroom because that's what the right wing was saying. That is also why, though, I do read a lot of other media sources. I don't just stay on one media source because I want to find out with what I'm reading. Also, I love reading right-wing media because I want to know what they're up to. Okay. I want to see what kind of bullshit they're pushing. Yeah, but didn't the ACLU sell out? Didn't they sell out? I think the ACLU used to be really good, and I think they have since sold out. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I know. And though it makes me crazy, Alan, is that people don't get this. They really don't. They think they only want to defend the speech of their side, and everything is always a bridge too far. When it's like, do you not understand that's literally how they always do it? That's always how they do it. They go after it's a bridge too far, and then before you know it, they're passing the fucking Patriot Act. Like, I feel like you know what makes me crazy too about the right wing when it comes to this is that they understand this. It's not that they don't understand this principle of how like you can't let them set a precedent because they will always encroach on it further because they always will fucking die on the hill of assault rifles because they'll be like, can't let them regulate guns at all because if you do, it'll set a bad precedent. So they understand it when it comes to the Second Amendment, but they don't seem to understand it when it comes to our first. No, see, this is you, bro. This is just you making excuses. Schools can regulate speech. No, not a public school. A public school does not get to regulate our free speech. Education is speech. Like you're creating loopholes because you don't like what they're teaching. If I said that to you about something that you believed in, you would call it absurd. It is up to the schools. It is not. Let's not believe the left. I didn't say that. I didn't say that there wasn't propaganda like spread by everybody can spread propaganda. When I'm talking about it, I'm not saying that there is no propaganda or never anything that was said on the left or in the liberal wing that wasn't true. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you are a person that only gets your media from one source and you're in that bubble, you are not going to hear other perspectives. You are not going to hear it challenged or debunked. And all that shit you just said about the schools was total horseshit. You wouldn't hold that standard to anything else that you like. People are literally Zionists are literally saying that about Israel now. Oh, you can't allow them to have speech on campus because it's actually not really speech. It's like a religion to like the anti-Zionists, and it's actually hate speech. So like we need to like and we're not supposed to talk about religion. So you shouldn't let like any Arab students have any freedoms to talk about what Israel is doing because that's actually anti-Semitic. Like that's what you're doing. You're doing the same shit that Zionists are doing. Listen, when you find yourself defending censorship, you really should question your own motives. That's all I'm going to say, Drew, about this. When you find yourself defending censorship, you really need to question your own motives. Because you can come up with all the bullshit excuses you want about education. Public school is publicly funded, so they have no right to regulate speech. Oh, well, LGBTQ plus is like actually like a religion to some people, and whatcha. Like, you're just trying to work backwards from your conclusion because you don't like LGBTQ plus people and you don't want their existence being talked about in schools. But we do exist, okay? And I'm just saying, be careful what you wish for, because as you defend that, they're going to come for you too. They will use that, the same thing that you're doing to advocate against LGBTQ plus folks existing in schools and books is going to be this same shit that they are going to do to you to further erode your free speech rights. And when it comes to speech, no one should ever give an inch. No one should ever give an inch. We need to protect our First Amendment at all costs, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. We see them assaulting the rights of Americans right now. Our free speech right now is under assault under the Trump administration. And it was under the Biden administration too. Yeah, and I have smoke for all the censors. Don't get it twisted. I'm not unaware that there is a segment of the left that also is super pro censorship, that wants to censor people on the basis of oh, or cancel people or make it illegal. Like there was a guy, there's like a liberal content creator that actually has like an op-ed that's like why we shouldn't have the First Amendment. Ronald, thank you for the $5 Cash App. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. I appreciate that because it is with your guys' support that I'm even able to do this. And yeah, so anybody who supports my work through anybody who supports my work through any of those means is very much appreciated. I forgot what I was going to say. What was I saying a second ago? Oh, yeah. I was saying that I oppose censorship regardless of who it's coming from, whether it's coming from the left or the right. And yes, there are people on the left that are pro censorship that'll say, like, oh, we need to censor COVID misinformation or whatever. No, no. You don't give an inch on the First Amendment. They will always come for yours too. And they will, unless everybody collectively stands against it. That's the thing. If you make something like our First Amendment partisan, then you're always going to make it vulnerable to attacks. You're always going to make it vulnerable to attacks. So if you're on the left and you're cheering censorship and saying that we should like make misgendering someone a crime and that we need to censor COVID misinformation and blah, 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 for whatever reasons you have, then the right is going to turn around, as they are right now, and censor the fuck out of anybody criticizing the Israeli regime. Um, and just round and around we go. And then they have more and more power that they take because they know that they've been able to divide and conquer, right? They've been able to divide and conquer because you've got some people on the left only defending free speech when it's convenient to them, and then some people on the right only defending free speech when it's convenient to them. When it comes to things like the First Amendment, it needs to be a bipartisan defense. You need to be, regardless of how you feel about any issue, particularly, you have to be on the side of defending speech and making sure that you don't give them an inch, because the second that you do, the second that you start saying the president, it's your rights are being taken away. I need to make some more coffee. Whew. Once again, sir, the second you start allowing them to censor shit like that, the second they're going to start doing it to things that you like. So, like, there are people that come in and if a class, no one's forcing drag queens to come in and do story hour. If a school approves of it, then let them do it. Like, it's crazy. The idea that the LGBTQ plus community or drag queens doing a story hour is somehow more threatening than some like cop coming in and doing propaganda, or some Zionist coming in and doing Israeli propaganda. Yes, I am on both, but I prefer people be on Twitch because YouTube is a scam and it demonetized me. They attacked me for my speech. YouTube attacked me for my speech, for my pro-Palestine speech, and they demonetized me. So I'm still on there, but I prefer people go to Twitch because at least I'm a Twitch affiliate. Thank you for being on Twitch, by the way. And also shout out to Hossam, who just sent me a Venmo. Thank you so much. And yet it moves. Galileo. Huh. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. That was yesterday. The person that just sent me this is Alcides. Alcides. Thank you, Alcides. I really appreciate that. Shout out to you. Okay. Exactly. A partube. A partube. Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. V. Bush. All right. Yes, a partube, because it's bullshit and it's unfair and it's such trash. Like, first of all, there was nothing wrong with my video. My video was perfect. It was totally fine. I didn't do anything wrong. But second of all, the idea that like they basically demonetized my entire channel permanently because they said that I was promoting terrorism, which is such a joke. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. But then they literally allow the most insane, deranged, genocidal shit to be monetized on there. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, It is so crazy. The shit they allow to be on their platform monetized, and then they demonetize me, just like a random person, for talking about what's going on in Palestine and saying that Palestinians should be free. And that to them is promoting terror. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. But again, that is another perfect example of why they're able to get away with their censorship regime, because people are partisan about it. Like, imagine the change that we could create if we all banded together and lobbied our Congress and forced, with like a massive like media campaign and campaign to get hearings on Capitol Hill, to get them to actually crack down on these media companies for their censorship. All of them. YouTube, Meta, TikTok, to actually like crack down on them and make it so that they could not violate people's free speech on any of these platforms. If like the right and the left came together and actually like fought for that, fought for hearings, fought for regulations on them, it would be incredibly, did a media campaign together, it would be incredibly powerful. The reason why they're able to get away with it is because people treat it in a partisan manner. When somebody gets deplatformed for saying something on the right that the left doesn't like, the left cheers it. But then when it happens to the left, the right wing cheers it, even though they pretend they care about free speech. If people actually held it as a principle, we could actually get somewhere. But no, instead you have clowns like Jordan Peterson going and crying in his bellhop suit on Joe Rogan, because even though he made a ton of money saying that he hated the cancel culture left and that he hated censorship and he opposed censorship with COVID and he opposed the people censoring him for misgendering people and misgendering Elliot Page, then he was against censorship. But now that people are talking about the Israeli regime and the Zionist state and the Zionist censorship, he's going on Joe Rogan and crying about it and saying that he thinks that we need to have more censorship. Yeah. I know, but they're always after me. Uh, yeah. Honestly, you're probably right. That's most likely what will happen. If history is any guide to like what we've seen, this is exactly what will happen. She'll run for president, and the left will critique her for the fact that she's pretty much sold out and absorbed herself into the Democratic establishment, the same Democratic establishment that despises her. And she'll pathetically try to get their approval, and they'll attack her and attack her and attack her. And then she'll eventually cave and eventually drop out. And maybe they'll let her be ambassador to, like, I don't know. I can't even think of like a random like country. Maybe they'll let her like be like the ambassador to like France or something, or Japan. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I know. It's rough. It's rough. Yes, because well, that's because everything is Hamas. Sharks are Hamas. You guys heard about that story, Sharmas, the shark moss that ate the IOF soldier? Yeah, bees are Hamas. It's all Hamas. The sun. Wildfires, yes. Shamas, shark moss. Yeah, did you guys see, the graphic I made? People were using the graphic, and they weren't even crediting me for it, which I guess is fine, doesn't matter. I made a very amazing, beautiful shark moss graphic. It's on my Instagram and, my Twitter, because it's a photo. You don't really I guess you guys wouldn't have seen it. You don't really post, like, YouTube is not like a photo posting thing, so hey, guys. I recently did do some parody videos and skits. Thank you. I recently did do some. I did some with Jacob Berger. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. I'm sure you are. He's actually a lot more if you know me, then you know him. He's a lot more well known than I am. Um, but yeah, I recently did. I recently did a bunch of like skits with him. I think I posted most of them. I think I posted most of them. Where was the last one I did with him? It wasn't really that long ago. Oh yeah, I forgot about speaking of all things that are Hamas. Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is Hamas. Yes, this one. I mean, it was short. It's a short one. Yeah, I'll refresh your memory if you guys haven't seen it. Miss Rachel is Hamas.
I was on a walk with one of my closest friends who's not Jewish.
Oh, you.
And just out of nowhere, not expecting
How come it's
to say this.
muted?
I was on a walk with one of my closest friends who's not Jewish. And just out of nowhere, not expecting to say this, what came out of my mouth was, will you hide me? Like, if it comes to that, will you hide me and my family? And like, do I really think that's going to happen in the United States? No. And it was interesting because she didn't really know what I was talking about.
You know what
I was on a walk with one of my closest
so
friends who's not Jewish.
It's so amazing. It really is. It's so amazing. Oh, that's old. All right, hold on. What do you guys wanna watch? Oh, I know that's what I was telling you guys about earlier. That was like really cringe. Is that video of them criticizing Larry David for rightly making fun of Boomer Mar for trying to whitewash Trump's for trying to whitewash Trump's or his dinner with Trump. Oh yeah, where was that? I wanted to show you guys that. Hello, Jeff. Jeff, the one who used to be a Ko-Fi member? That Jeff? If that's you, hey. Hey. This is so random, but I think that would be hard to do though, AVSA, because I'm not really familiar with their I would have to like learn a lot more about their government. Wait. Wait, is this for real? Like trying to look all cool? LOL. Is he a right winger now with the over the top giant cross? Like, what are we doing? Actual Lamau. Gosh, they're so cringe. Oh yeah, that's why I wanted to show you guys. Did you guys hear about that? Wait, it's bad. I feel. Ugh, how embarrassing. That looks like a joke. Ooh, burn. They're just pretending like they're not assaulting the occupied West Bank. LOL. Who is this psycho? What did y'all think Never Again was? Vibes, papers, a slogan? Do you not understand that the never again that they were saying they didn't want to happen, you're now doing? Like, do you not understand that? The never again that you said you didn't want to happen, you're now the perpetrator of? Oh, did the like press thing already happen? The White House press dinner, like did that happen already? My message got auto-modded. Sometimes I don't know why that is. I don't know if any of the mods are on today. They might not be, but, sometimes that happens if you unaccidentally use, like, a trigger word, like a word that maybe is not supposed to be on there for safety reasons. I don't know. It's possible that that's why it did. Critical thinkers. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, 'cause I don't know if they put that word in there or they just automatically censor it. I still oh, wait.
Y sabemos porque ahora mismo está aceptando el dinero. Okay, está aceptando el dinero. Okay, está aceptando el dinero. Okay.
Okay, I still have not been able to get a hold of him. What's going on there? Oh, kneecap is trending? Why? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it really is, but only, if you're not if you're, anti-genocide, they'll censor you with crazy censorship. 'Cause, Ethan Decline is still on there spewing garbage every single day, harassing people, doxing people, same with Destiny, Pestiny, but, and that's fine. They're still monetized on here. Oh, I know, it's actually enraging. It's actually enraging. Like, we need to not allow that to happen. I wish I could. No, I can't. I wish I could speak a second language. I wish I could speak Spanish or Arabic or French or Italian. That'd be nice. His, Spanish sounds pretty good though, actually. You guys saw that Virginia Giuffre woman, passed away, right? Or died, allegedly by suicide. That was really That was really sad. I hope they investigate it because I just think something about it is, like, sus. Can we get that as a soundboard? He's a contemptible little twerp. Okay. Okay.
With obscene amounts of wealth. Elon Musk's bizarre project.
True. Huh. Let's gonna check. I was looking for a specific video that I can't find. Wait, are they really going live? How embarrassing.
Side is being shut down. Do we have the courage to see what it means for the proverbial rug for being pulled out from underneath of our seniors who worked all of their lives?
Oh, it's not even them. I thought it was going to be them. Speaking of people's deaths that are sus, how amazing is it that the Pope met with J.D. Vance and then he died right after? No, I need to make more coffee. Oh, tomorrow are the Canadian elections? You have fucking Chuck Schumer. And we're going to go at it and at it and at it. Where did you send it to? No. You sent it to my email? No. If you sent it to iamblakely@gmail.com, did you send it there? Because I didn't get anything. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see anything. Maybe it's in my spam? Where'd you email from? No, this all actually just looks like spam. Make sure if you sent it to my email that you spelled my name right. Yeah, I didn't get anything. Freddie Dental. Let me search. I just searched the email that you gave me, and there's nothing in my email at all. I didn't get anything. You spelled it Blakeley? Yeah, double check because I don't see anything even when I search my email.
A little bit about the film. But so Trump got his own.
I was on their podcast. They're really cool. I need to make some more coffee. I know I keep saying that. Thank you for asking. My teeth are still in a lot of pain, and I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. I have to get the implants because there's an infection, so I have to do it, but yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I'll play the little of this video while I pee because I have to pee.
Own private viewing of it. And so that kind of tells you a little bit about the film. But so Trump got his own private viewing of it. And supposedly, we don't know if this is true or not, afterwards, this was yesterday when Netanyahu got there, supposedly he shed a tear. So learning that this morning, the way he acted last night kind of actually made a little bit more sense to me. And I am not making excuses, to be very clear. I have been extremely pissed with him all day. But to anybody that's ever been to like a Pentecostal tent revival, which I absolutely have been to one.
I've only seen them in the movies.
Well, they are just as emotional and emotionally manipulative as they are in the movies. And they really are like that. Everybody is like sweating and singing and you start crying. Like women start crying. Like I was 15 and I started crying. I don't even know why. It's meant to be a highly emotional state, right? And these people who do these, they know what they're doing, and it's manipulative, and it makes you do things. I am like not the kind of person. I've never been the kind of person that like cries in public like that. And I was like so emotional about sin and everything. And then the next day, and you say things like you say all of these weird things that you probably wouldn't have said, and then the next day you wake up and you're like, what the hell? It's like a weird hangover. And you're like, that was really weird.
Yeah.
I can't believe I really did that. I can't believe I like put myself out there like that. That's just odd. And so, you know, it's funny. My grandma used to tell me about him. She grew up in southern Missouri, and it was like a thing, like, you know, like they would have them every couple months or whatnot, and everybody would get all of their sin out, and everybody's crying and emotional and singing, you know, and then they have to do these things every few months to remind people that you can't be sinning all the time. and
Yeah.
and get people back in check. And so seeing Trump, I could see him going in, seeing that movie, and then being like emotionally overcome, and then like, okay, we gotta solve this. Like we gotta
Yeah.
solve it, and then just kind of saying stuff. And obviously, I don't think
Yeah.
all of this obviously wasn't off the cuff, right?
Yeah.
But I think some of it definitely was, and
Yeah.
I think that the backlash was pretty intense because you saw
Yeah.
the walk back today. I mean, the walk back was almost 100% on everything. It was
I
okay.
mean, even Lindsey Graham called it an interesting idea. He wasn't
Yeah.
sure about
Yeah.
if Lindsey Graham.
I know. I think it was Lee Fang. He said this might be a miracle. Trump has actually
Yeah.
performed a miracle. And Lindsey Graham found the one conflict he wasn't
War he
willing to
didn't
put.
want.
Yep. And so, yeah, so we saw that today. We saw it start with Mike Walls out there saying, no, no, we're just throwing ideas out there. We're trying to inspire the Arab countries to put their ideas out there. And then we saw, I don't know if you saw Marco Rubio, but Marco Rubio clearly
Yeah.
had gotten an earful from pretty much probably everyone in the region, is what I could tell.
Yeah.
Because Marco Rubio, did you listen to his statement today? He pretty much said that he was almost guaranteeing a right of return, which is something I've
Wow.
never heard any of them say. He was like, no,
No.
we're just gonna, I thought Trump was very generous. We're gonna pay for it all to get cleared out, and then the people will have a nice home to come home to. I was like, okay. And then we saw Caroline Leavitt say, no troops on the ground. We haven't committed to that, and we haven't committed to paying for anything, and we want other people to get involved.
Haven't they
So-
though?
That, I mean, one of the more convincing theories I heard, and I am kind of, I have to say, I've fallen to your wait and see category. I'm like a little reluctant to
Yeah.
reach judgment because first of all, I know Trump is pretty brash, and just says things and they don't always stick. Second of all, I still haven't figured out entirely if he like is kind of like has a certain cleverness and sees down the road a few plays that I don't see, or if he's just crazy and stupid. I can't quite figure it out, and I change my mind every few days. But but one of the more convincing theories I heard was basically it's a negotiating tactic, and he's like starting from this very crazy, what seems like a crazy extreme position, and sort of seeing how the Arab states respond and Israel responds, and he's taking it from there. Others people have suggested that, I mean,
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you. I just got it. Unfortunately I don't because I'm married. So when I was single, I did qualify for Medicaid because I was absolutely below the poverty line. But now that I'm married, I don't qualify for it. And that's how they really screw you over in this country. Because if you make even a little bit above the poverty line, you're not qualified for Medicaid anymore. So unfortunately, I don't. I just remembered you have a husband. Yes. But it's really messed up because even if you're just slightly above the poverty line, you won't qualify for any assistance, including Medicaid. Oh, they're women who have a podcast, and the woman on the right is named Janine, and she is Palestinian. And the woman on the left is named Mel, and she is a conservative, but she also opposes the Israeli regime. Yeah, no, I see. I appreciate that, Freddie. I actually have done that and basically got told no. Basically got told no. And I have tried a lot of those different options just because this is not my first rodeo with the dentist. I've been dealing with dental bullshit for many, many, many years. And when I was on Medicaid, I was able to get some of my teeth fixed at New York Dental College. But even now, you can't do that if you don't like it'll cost you the same even if you go to the dental college if you have a different insurance that isn't Medicaid. So, confused Medicare. Medicaid is for low income people and people with disabilities. Medicare is for people over 65, is for old people. Yeah, a lot of people have brought this up too, and unfortunately this wouldn't work for me because I have to go to 4 different stages of this for just my teeth. If I and I said this I think last time, if I were only having like my wisdom teeth pulled, which I still haven't had my wisdom teeth pulled, I don't know when I'm going to be able to afford to do that. That would be one thing, right? Or if I was like, going to get like a set of veneers put on or something, or one cavity filled, or one tooth extracted, that would be one thing. It's not worth it to go to a different country if you need 4 concurrent appointments. You know what I mean? Like the way that in my area though, Freddie, I have not found in any of the vicinity that I live and travel to anyone willing to do that. And so yeah, the other reason why I wouldn't be able to go to Mexico, as I was saying, or any other country is because I can't go back and forth like that. Like, because that would end up defeating the purpose of the lower cost dental care when you've got to go back and forth to Mexico 4 different times because the appointment is not all done at once. First, you have to have the tooth extracted. Then you have to wait a little bit so that you don't get a dry socket for it to heal. Then you have to have the implant itself put in. Then you got to go back to have a post put in. And then after the post is set for a month, then you have the crown put on. It's a whole situation. Not to mention the bone graft. You also have to have a bone graft if you're doing implants in the front. Honestly, I've already looked into a lot of these things, and the very unfortunate reality for me is that because of everything I explained, because of the healthcare, because of the fact that I'm married, what I'm gonna end up having to do is putting it on a fucking credit card. I'm basically gonna have to go into more debt. And I'm already in a lot of debt. Okay. I'm already in a lot of debt. But I'm going to have to go into more debt. I'm going to have to put it on care credit. Yeah. So that fucking sucks. That's what's going to fucking, unfortunately. I need to plug this up. Yeah, the thing that sucks is I wish I would have known that I was going to have these teeth fixed. I wish I would have known that before I got married. I wish I would have known it before I got married, because if I had known it before I got married, then I may have been able to have Medicaid cover, although they might not have, because my first implant was not covered because they considered it cosmetic, which is really fucking stupid. It's not just cosmetic. Like, you actually need it to like function. It's crazy. Yarman. Please do not. Please don't tell me this. I'm already a hypochondriac. No. Please don't. And you know what? No, the thing is, honestly, it's going to be okay because I'm going to have to actually, I'm going to actually have to start doing this next week. So I'm going to start doing it next week. So I'll be okay. Just not financially. I'm just going to be in fucking horrible fucking debt for the rest of fucking time and have to go into more. I'm already, you guys, in like $100,000 worth of fucking credit card debt and like loan debt. Don't ask. We like, but you know what? I actually don't feel, I used to feel really bad about it. I don't feel bad about it anymore because a lot of people are. A lot of Americans are in a ton of fucking debt. I'm not the only one. Okay. I'm not the only American in debt. Lots of Americans are in debt. Second of all, I'm just upset because I'm already in like $100 worth of fucking credit card debt, $100,000 worth of credit card debt. And not just credit card, it's like credit card and loans. And also, and I'm going to have to go in more debt for this. More debt. I'm going to have to go in more fucking debt for this. That's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to take out care credit and put it all on a fucking credit card. That's like what I'm so stressed out about. And this is a joke too, because this whole thing is a scam. Why do we even have care credit? Okay. This should be covered, all of it, by dental insurance. It should be covered. I have dental insurance and they're still not covering a huge portion of it. They're covering some of it. That's good. They're covering some of it, but they're not covering a huge portion of it. So what a fucking scam. Like the fact that we even have to have care credit is a fucking scam. Yeah, but you know what though, too, Dawn? Even GoFundMe, just hearing that also enrages me. Because not that I'm saying I wouldn't. I mean, maybe I would, maybe I should. But the fact that we live in a country where people have to use GoFundMe for healthcare is so fucking infuriating. It's actually fucking infuriating. You go to GoFundMe, and what you see the majority of the time are people asking for things for healthcare costs and like funerals. It's actually enraging. It's actually enraging because we live in a fucking country that makes people use Go fucking fund me in order to get basic health care that they absolutely need. That should be covered by the insurance companies. And people fucking having to raise money like that for funeral costs. Like, this country is such a scam. You get scammed by the healthcare costs. You get scammed by the insurance industry. Then you get scammed by GoFundMe because they're profiting off of you and your fucking desperation because people put healthcare costs that they fucking need desperately on there. And then GoFundMe takes like, what, 6% of it? The whole thing is a scam. All the fuck Americans. All the fuck is over. All the fuck is over. You get fucked at your job. You get fucked by your taxes. You get fucked by the healthcare lobbies. You get fucked by the middleman mafia. And then you get fucked by GoFundMe as you're desperately asking for people for money in the most humiliating fashion so you can pay for basic fucking healthcare so they can profit off you further. Ah! It's such a scam. Well, thank you, V Bush. I appreciate you watching the ads because the ads, I'm pretty sure, I'm not a pro, but I'm pretty sure that the ads actually like help now that I'm an affiliate, like help me. So thank you. Sorry, you guys, for the meltdown. I'm just very frustrated. The whole thing is just such a scam. And yes, I am in pain. Somebody's like, are you in pain? I am. I'm in a lot of pain. I think that it does. I think that like I'm an affiliate. So the way that I make money on Twitch And it's not a lot. I think you've got to become a partner for that, and I don't have enough followers yet. But you do get money from either people subscribing to you, that way they don't have to watch ads anymore, or whatever, and or you get your ad free. Yeah. So if somebody subscribes, which you can do on Twitch through Amazon Prime for free, don't give your subscriptions to like fucking TYTs. They pay Brianna Wu. Subscribe here. Anyway, though, but I think that the ads actually do help. If you're not a subscriber, they help, like, I think. Although, what do I know? I don't fucking know anything about Twitch. I think somebody told me that. I think that they do. So I appreciate that, Longshot, because I think that they do. I think it's like YouTube. Like you get like it's not a huge amount, but there is like a revenue sharing. I don't know what movie you guys are talking about, but you're I know, because I'm fucking losing it. You should understand, sir. Because you have because of your profile picture and because your handle is no money for oligarchs, no country for oligarchs. Which, by the way, did you guys see that insanely embarrassing video of Alyssa Slotkin and being like, I don't think that people should use Democrats should use the term oligarch because it's like offensive and like most Americans don't know what it means. First of all, how stupid do you think people are? A lot of Americans do know what it means. Second of all, you think that they can't Google it? If I'm an American, random American, it's the same way I found out about what oligarch meant. There was a time where I didn't know what it meant when I first heard it used. And you know what I did? I looked it up. Like, why are people always acting like people are so stupid? But that's not really why she said it. She said it because she doesn't want anybody using the term oligarch because she's a paid hack and a shill for the Democratic Party and the ruling class, just like the fucking rest of them who shill and do propaganda for the ruling class and don't want people talking about the oligarchy because they want you to think it's just a Democrat versus Republican thing instead of looking at the entire system, which in fact is a fucking oligarchy. See, I would not say never. If TYT apologized and did an about face and got rid of the psychotic Zionist and went back to being a left-wing show, I'm forgiving. But not right now. Not right now. Not with this arc that they're on. Absolutely not. It's basically giving your money to fucking a like right-wing cause. They don't even call themselves homo progressives anymore. They removed that. So if somebody wants to support a show because they're progressive or on the left, well, they're not it, because they literally don't even call themselves that anymore. Because Americans are the most propagandized people in the fucking world. We literally are. We think that we're so free. We think that we're so free. You're so free. We've got free press. La, 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 la. No, the Americans are the most fucking propagandized people on the fucking goddamn planet. That's why. Because manufactured consent from our trash media and our trash ruling class convincing Americans that actually it's really great to fucking not have any money. You'll be poor and you'll like it, poor. Okay? Give all your fucking money to the military industrial complex. Give all your fucking money to the ruling class. Get fucked over by the healthcare industry. Get fucked over by your job. Don't be able to afford a house. Don't be able to afford healthcare or childcare or anything else. We'll give all your money to the fucking Israelis so they can have it. And then you're going to sit there and you're going to defend the propaganda and you're going to say, yeah, but we're free in America. Are you? Are you? Please. Sorry, guys. This whole thing is just like really actually like pissing me off. Thank you. Thank you. I did need to vent. It triggered me. Okay. Sometimes you just get triggered. You have to know your trigger points, you know? I saw a TikTok video yesterday that really triggered me, and it actually took me a little while throughout the day to figure figure out why it was bothering me so much when I saw the video, because I initially like I got upset and I didn't know why the video was upsetting me, and it took me a couple, like maybe an hour or so, to really think about it and be like, oh, that's why it's triggering me. So it's good to know. It's good to interrogate. It's good to interrogate yourself, you know, self-reflect. If you find yourself feeling some type of way about content that you see or about something somebody says, it's good to like interrogate why you feel that way or why it's triggering you. And it's triggering me, yes. Hey, somebody supported me on Ko-Fi. I got the Ko-Fi bot thing. It's good to interrogate why something upsets you. And it upsets me because the system is such a scam. And it upsets me obviously because, like, you know, I don't like, it's just so unfair, and it makes me so angry that like people accept it, you know? People accept it. They accept that we live in this system, and it's just so upsetting. No, it wasn't just necessarily GoFundMe. It was like the talk, like the conversation we're having about it in general, just like upsets me so much because it's so unfair and unjust. Like, yes, I'm getting personally upset because I'm in this situation right now where I'm having all these dental problems and I'm in pain, and, you know, it's cosmetic to like have an, you know, need to have an implant because you have an infection in your tooth. And like, you know, and there was a part of me that like blamed myself for it, you know, because it was my alcoholism that caused my front teeth to be gone in the first place. So then there was a part of me that was like blaming myself and getting mad at myself, like, oh, well, if you were never an alcoholic and you never had fallen down the stairs and broken your teeth off, then you wouldn't be in this situation right now. But then I decided I wasn't going to blame myself for it, because first of all, alcoholism is a disease. Okay. And I was suffering from an addiction, and I've been sober for 10 years. So I'm not going to beat myself up about that. And then the other thing is I had a lot of dental problems, honestly, before then. Like, I lost my tooth in the back and needed to have an implant years before I broke my front teeth off, like years before. My original tooth back here, my back molar, cracked and fell out of my mouth. What it really goes back to, if I'm going to get mad at anyone besides our system, it would be my parents, because my parents never took me to the dentist when I was a kid. And so I've had dental problems my whole life. This just exacerbated it. But then I'm also mad at the system, because we shouldn't have to have a system like this where I'm in pain and I am struggling and I'm going to have to put myself in a bunch of fucking debt in order to get my teeth fixed. Like, these are things that we should just get as a part of paying taxes, as a part of living in a civilized society. Our society is not civilized. Don't get it twisted. Because a civilized society doesn't make you live like this. I fucking pay taxes. I just did my taxes yesterday and had to fucking pay taxes. I pay taxes. What do I get for it? What do I get for paying taxes? My taxes should go toward making things better for us. It should go toward the collective of making things better for us. Isn't that what taxes are supposed to be for? For your society. They should be for protecting my fellow Americans, for us to have healthcare, for us to have clean drinking water and roads and bridges, and for kids to be able to go to public school. That's what our taxes should be for. But no, instead they're going to, so that Israel can have healthcare, so that their regime can oppress Palestinians, for their war and their genocide on Gaza. That's what my taxes are going toward. Instead of having my taxes go toward my health care so I can have teeth. So that they can go toward my health care so that I can have teeth, and your health care so that you can have dental care. and for all of our drinking water and for children to be able to go to school. That's what our taxes should be going toward. But I did my taxes yesterday, and they're going to the fucking Israeli regime and the military industrial complex instead of going to our citizens for our needs. So I'm not only paying taxes, but now I've got to go into debt so that corporations can profit off my suffering. That is why I get so mad. I get so fucking mad because this system is a scam. I am paying taxes so that my money can go to blow up children and not to my own health care. And then I've got to take the health care that my taxes should be going toward, the health care that my taxes should pay for, and I'm going to have to put that on a fucking credit card so that a corporation can profit off of me, and so that a place like Care Credit can profit off of my suffering because they're going to make me pay outrageous interest on that. I'm going to have to put it on a credit card that they're going to profit off of by charging me outrageous interest on, like 40%, 30%, 20% interest on this credit card. I'm going to have to put my healthcare on, healthcare that I should already have because I'm a fucking American taxpayer, but instead I'm going to have to put it on a credit card so that this credit card company can profit off of my suffering. Make it make sense. And it's not just me. It's all of us, anybody in America. This is what your fucking tax dollars are going toward. I know. It's such a fucking scam. I don't know who Adam Friedland is. Hassan has Mr. Beast's number. Mr. Beast, what Mr. Beast does would not bother me if he also used his platform to advocate for changes to our system. Like if he did something nice that got a lot of attention, and then he used that attention in that platform to advocate to change this system. But he doesn't. He reinforces the idea that charity is individual instead of advocating for our system to change for our basic human rights. Shaquille just sent me a Venmo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Venmo. I really appreciate it. Follow me back and let's be friends. I will once I get in. I can only access my Venmo on my phone. But thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. Also, speaking of things that piss me off, YouTube demonetizing me because that is a way that I earned income and they took it away for bullshit reasons. Total bullshit reasons. Like it's such a, the whole thing is such a scam. I can't. No, it is a scam. Come here, fat. You guys want to say hi to my dog? Now, let's see how many of you guys in here know which dog I'm holding. Which one of my boys I'm holding? Do you know? Ham. Yes, you're right, Avzra. You're right. It's Eggy. It's Eggy. Why, girl? My little ham chicken. Melvin's right here. He's behind me. Do you see him? Yarman! I love my boys. I know. It's so pathetic. I love when he whimpers too. It's so pathetic. Chicken! What? Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Yes, Yarman. His name is Melvin, is his real name. I'm calling him Yarman as a nickname. Eggy. No, his Christian name is Eggert, like Eggert, but I don't really call him Eggert. I call him Eggy. Eggy. I know, they're so perfect. They really are. They bring me so much joy. I don't know what I would do without them, honestly, especially since like I had an incredibly traumatic experience where one of my dogs was stolen from me by a vicious piece of shit who stole my dog and then sold her. So it was very traumatic. So having my boys has been incredibly healing and very therapeutic. Yes. Yorman. Yeah. It was yep. She was stolen from me, and it was incredibly traumatic. She stole her from me and then sold her. Yeah. Yeah, it was horrible. It's probably one of the worst things that that I have had to go through, and that's saying a lot since I had a pretty traumatic life, pretty traumatic childhood, pretty traumatic upbringing, pretty traumatic first marriage. It was horrible. I still miss her. I'm going to, I want to show you guys the, yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it seems like they're doing it often. Like, why? Like, they shouldn't have like a million. Like, it's crazy. I want to show you guys this psychotic video that this that this politician, this Israeli politician did. But I'll show it to, we'll do it in the third hour when we're on Rumble. Bro, this is such horseshit. They're trying to censor my video about did you guys hear about the assaults on the protesters that were protesting Ben Gavir's like genocidal fucking thing? Bro, this makes me so mad. Like him being all cute and happy and jolly walking in New York, like makes me so angry.
Jewish power, previously convicted.
It just makes me so mad. Like, get the fuck out of my city, you racist, genocidal, Islamophobic piece of shit. How is this guy? This guy needs to be in literal jail. He should be in the fucking Hague. He should be in the fucking Hague. I hate his face too. Yeah, we're gonna make some coffee. We should watch this though because he's a demon. Okay, I didn't even show you guys. I think that I think the angel of death came to Brooklyn because he was here. I agree, Cal. I like seeing people scream at him too. He's such an evil piece of shit. He really is. Look at this video, okay? Hold the phone here. I'm gonna reshare this, but I want to show this to you guys first. Sorry, I gotta I'm coming home. Okay, so Ben Gavir was here in New York, and I'm pretty sure that he caused the angel of death to come over Brooklyn because look at the sky. Look, I took this video. I didn't clip this anywhere. I took this video personally yesterday when I was in Brooklyn. Well, I mean, of course I'm in Brooklyn. I live here. When I was at the park. How do you make it big? Look at the sky. Look at the clouds. And then it looks like a tornado. How crazy is that? I mean, I'm just saying. Just saying. So I gotta let Melvin out. I'm coming home. I'm coming, Yarman. Yarman. All right, let's go back to this. Oh wait, yeah, but first this. Did you guys see? I ran into crackhead Barney at the protest, which was pretty fun. I don't know if you guys saw, I went to the pro-Palestine protest last week or like a day ago on Saturday and ran into crackhead Barney. So that was fun. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's famous. She's a bitch too. She's always on Twitter talking shit. I'm not fucking with the Zionist. Oh my god, the best. Kosher Dills, when we go fuck with him? He's in the park. He doesn't like me.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I'm gonna go on her podcast at some point. She's like a New York personality. You know, she does like a lot of like fun trolling of like Zionists and right wingers in New York. You know, she's one of our New York staples. New York has a lot of fun people like that. Okay. I kind of want a bagel for dinner. Oh yeah, no, she does. She does troll leftists too. She does. Yeah. She was trolling Zohran Mandami, the guy that's running for mayor here in New York, and it was pretty funny. She's like going to his town halls and shit. I don't really like Popeyes. I feel like Popeyes is too much grease, not enough seasoning. Are you native to Brooklyn? No, I'm not. I have been living here though for 15 years. It'll be 15 years in May. So in like a week. all have been here for 15 years. I moved here in 2010. And you know what they say? The way New York works is if you live here for 10 years, you become a native New Yorker. I don't make the rules. I am a New Yorker, though, which was always my dream. It was always my dream. I always wanted to be a New Yorker. Hold on. I'm going to let my boys in. Correct. That's really funny. That's really funny. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll do it in the last hour, which is going to be soon. We're going to do it on Rumble, but I want to show you guys the videos of the psychos at the protests for Ben Gavir getting assaulted. I posted it on TikTok and YouTube already. Mine, like we won't go over mine, but we could go over the other ones again. And TikTok censored it. They said that it was graphic. Oh, it's graphic. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Because I cut the graphic parts out. So you lie, TikTok. Because I cut the graphic parts out. But yeah, we'll go over that in the third hour when we're on Rumble. For those of you who don't know, who are maybe just joining, I do for now. This will probably change soon, eventually. I do the third hour on Rumble only because they are the least censored. Yeah. So we switch at hour 2. They hate me so much. It's amazing. They hate me so much. It's great. It's great. I know. I'm the only thing I watch on Rumble, which you just reminded me. I need to start uploading like my regular content on Rumble. Like since like recently I've only been doing the lives. I need to start uploading my regular content. It's just honestly, the reason why I haven't done it is just because it's so exhausting. I feel like I'm already doing so many platforms because I have to cross post on all the platforms. So I have to upload them all individually and edit them all individually and then do the SEO and like the captions and the titles individually for each platform. And I'm already doing it with 4 and it's so time consuming that I've not wanted to do it on Rumble because I don't want to have to add another one. I don't want to have to add another platform because it's going to be just more fucking work. But, you know, I have to. I have to. Well, then that means that, Afsara, you're only getting my live content. That means that you're not getting my other content. But that's okay because I'm going to start I'm going to start uploading my other regular content onto Rumble too. But you should follow me on TikTok if you want to see, or Instagram if you want to see like my other content, my shorter content. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Yeah, but that's why we got to take it back. It's going to be right wing so long as left people don't get on. And at least on Rumble, people can give super chats. So you can give super chats to people on Rumble. And obviously I can't do that on YouTube right now. And they're not censored. So you can pretty much say anything on there and they're not going to fuck with you. So thank you. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. But that's why I was I hadn't been doing it on Rumble because it was just so much work, you know? It takes a lot of work to like do all of those things, like just like not editing the content, but also like doing all like the captions and tailoring them for each platform, uploading them to each platform. And as I'm sure you guys know, if you do follow me on any of those platforms, I post content every fucking day, every day. I don't take a break. I don't have a day off I post content every fucking day. Not only that, but I also am constantly having to read and research because I got to make sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I read a lot. I read a lot, going through a lot of articles, okay? Going through a lot of articles, reading a lot of shit, fact checking a lot of shit, keeping my eye always on the right wing, okay? I always have my third eye on the right wing to see what they're fucking up to. And the libs. Oh, I don't blame you. Instagram sucks. I just post there because, you know, I'm going to take advantage of any platform. But yeah, Instagram blows. Remember how Mark Zuckerberg tried to be cool and was like, we're going to stop the censorship, man. From now on, with his stupid ass necklace and his dumb ass haircut, he's like, from now on, we're going to just like let people like say the R slur and like misgender people and like say nasty shit about immigrants because like we're not going to be censored anymore, man. We're going to return to our First Amendment roots, but they're still censoring Palestine content. They hired a bunch of ex-IOF soldiers to moderate content at Meta. I'll say that again. They hired a bunch of ex-IOF officers to moderate content at Meta. And this bitch was sitting around talking about we're not going to be censored anymore. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Yeah, but that's why you guys help me feel better. Because I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of hate and I get a lot of threats. So you guys help keep my spirit up. Somebody put a picture of a gun in my Twitter thread the other day and said that they were looking for me. I reported the post. Jeff, I absolutely would love to. That none of them want to debate. Like I've tried to debate them on TikTok and they just report my live, right? And then also like anytime that I've tried to, they never want to debate me. They're such cowards. They don't. I would love to. If you're watching this and you're a Zionist and you want to debate someone, come at me. I'm here. I'll do it. Anytime, any place, anyone. Where's Douglas Murray? Where's Montana Tucker or whatever her name is? Where's, what is the other Hezbollah propagandist? Why is her name escaping me? Noah Tishby. I'll debate any of you. Son of Hamas, yes. Oh, I would love to debate. That guy's creepy. Okay, that guy literally is like, looks like the fucking Rasputin from the Anastasia, however you say it, cartoon. Oh, yeah, totally. Not only have I been stalked, I've been doxxed, bro. I've been doxxed a bunch of times. But what's really funny, the one actually good thing about being a content creator where, you know, my support is largely coming from either like a lot of the support that I get is just from like, it's all from regular people. Like people like you guys who support my content, because I can't tell you how hilarious it is when they've said that they looked for my employer because they were trying to get me fired. And I was like, oh, well, that's sad for you because I'm self-employed as a content creator who makes money making content and from the support of wonderful people like you. So when Zionists go looking on my old LinkedIn trying to find my employer and get me fired, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Sad day for you. I know, actual Lamau. It's really funny. I gotta start making the coffee. Okay. Let's watch this. Oh yeah, they try to get everybody fired. And unfortunately, because it works a lot of the time. It does work a lot of the time. They harass people, they dox people, they contact their employers, they get people fired. And unfortunately, a lot of the time it works. It just, you know, they were disappointed to find out that like I'm self-employed now as a content creator and I don't work in the corporate world anymore. So they couldn't just, or retail. I used to work in retail too. So they just can't just like call my boss. Yeah, freelance, same thing. Freelance, independent contractor, whatever you want to call it. Like I'm independent, freelance, whatever. It's all cry bullying too, because like, I'm not doing like they're the ones who are immoral. You know what I mean? They're the ones who are immoral. We're the ones on the side of morals. But they're trying to harass you and dox you and get you fired and all of this kind of stuff. When like, I'm sorry, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm on the moral side. You're on the evil side. Repent. I know. It is kind of amazing. It is. All right, let's watch this really quick. I'm going to start making my coffee. This is a good video done by this account. Ugh, he's so disgusting.
Convicted in Israel of incitement to racism. Ben Gavir of Jewish power, previously convicted in Israel of incitement to racism and supporting a terrorist organization. Ben Gavir lives in an illegal settlement in Hebron. Ben Gavir's mentor, Rabbi Meir Kahane, established the Kach movement.
This is our country. It is not theirs. I want the Arabs out.
They must go.
He was committed to the use of specifically Jewish violence to effect such changes.
If I were the Minister of Defense, there wouldn't be one Arab left here. Are you encouraging your people to go out on the streets and to attack Arabs as has happened in? I call upon the Jews to do anything imaginable and anything possible which will encourage the Arabs to get out of this country.
Oh, it sounds like you're inciting violence.
Anything possible. I want them out alive, and if not alive, dead.
Kahane's views were so extreme that the US classified Kach as a terrorist organization in 1997. And Kahane was the inspiration for Baruch Goldstein, another settler from...
Which tells you a lot, because usually the United States will only classify someone as a terrorist organization if they're brown and Muslim. Usually. Like it takes the US a lot to classify somebody white as a terrorist organization. Like you gotta be way off the fucking map of sanity for the US to do that. Because the US usually it's just like, oh, are you brown and Arab and Muslim? Okay, terrorist.
From the Hebron settlements, who murdered over 20 innocent Palestinians in cold blood.
Goldstein's portrait still hangs in Hebron, on the wall of Itamar Ben Gavir.
In 1993, Benjamin Netanyahu became leader of Likud. As Likud...
How is that allowed? How is that allowed? You're really hanging a picture up of a terrorist that literally committed a terrorist attack in your office? But this is also what shows you, I'm going to go back to what hacks everybody in the US are, because Ben Gavir should never be talked about without that context. And yet our media talks about him like he's just another political leader. Our media talks about him like he's just another political leader, you know? Not with including the context that he's literally a convicted terrorist that has a terrorist hanging on his wall. Insane. All right, you guys, I'm going to the 5-minute intermission because we've hit 2 hours. And so we're going to go over to Rumble. If you're not already following me on Rumble, please do. If you want to get the last hour of the show or whatever, where we can talk a little bit less censored. if you are not already, you can also support me by becoming a member on Ko-Fi or Patreon, just to support me monthly as a patron or a Ko-Fi member. And also shout out to everybody who gave me a tip today, tipping on Cash App or Venmo. I truly, really appreciate you guys and love you. So give me like 5 minutes and I will see you on the other side of this break on Rumble.